Have you ever been in this state? On a quiet evening, you're sitting there, phone in hand. You're waiting for a text, a call, or an important email. Something you believe will change everything. And in that silence, you feel a subtle restlessness, a quiet hum of anxiety, a feeling that your happiness is out there, just behind that screen, and that you have to do something to get it. We've been raised in a world that worships action, that worships the chase, chasing success, chasing love, chasing recognition. We make to-do lists, set aggressive goals, and we hustle forward with all our might. And I used to be just like that. I truly believed that the key to every door was to just push harder. But what if I told you that the very act of chasing is the reason your desires remain just out of reach? What if all your relentless effort is unintentionally sending a signal of lack to the universe and pushing away the very things you want? Welcome. If any of that felt a little familiar, then I believe you've come to the right place. For the next 30 minutes or so, we're not going to talk about trying harder. Instead, we're going to explore a subtle but powerful shift. The shift from doing to being, from chasing to attracting. You'll understand the science behind how your energy shapes your reality. And most importantly, you'll be guided through a simple, practical exercise to feel the future version of yourself. Right here, right now. In a moment, we'll start by uncovering the biggest lie about the law of attraction that you might still believe. Take a deep breath, and let's begin this journey together. So what is that biggest lie? It's the belief that manifestation is a checklist. You've probably heard of them or even tried them. You know, writing an affirmation 55 times for 5 days, spending exactly 10 minutes every morning visualizing the new car, creating a beautiful vision board with the perfect cutouts. We do all of these things with incredible diligence. We check off every box on our list and feel like we've done it right. But then what happens in the other 23 hours and 50 minutes of the day? We finish our 10 minutes of visualizing wealth and then spend the rest of the day worrying about bills. We tack a picture of a perfect relationship to our wall, then scroll through social media feeling lonely and jealous. And this is the crucial point. The actions themselves aren't wrong, but they often become superficial efforts, while deep down, our energetic current remains unchanged. This is when we're operating from a to-do list. The quantum shift we're talking about is moving your focus from the to-do list to something else entirely, a to-be list. Look at the difference. A to-do list says, write "I am confident" 20 times, watch videos about successful people, but a to-be list says, today I choose to be a good listener. In this meeting, I choose to be calm. With myself, I choose to be kind. See the difference? One is about action, often coming from a place of, I need to fix something. The other is about embodiment, coming from an internal choice about who I am in this moment. Let's take the example of wanting more financial abundance. The to-do list approach is, okay, I have to meditate on money every day. But if you do that with a heart heavy with anxiety, you're just screaming louder into the universe, I am in lack. The to-be list approach asks a different question. What kind of person is the abundant version of me? That person is generous. That person is grateful. That person is trusting. So instead of just trying to do a ritual, you start practicing being generous by leaving a bigger tip for the server. You practice being grateful by appreciating what you already have, no matter how small. You are changing your frequency from the inside out. And here's the small lesson I want you to take from this section. The universe doesn't respond to your to-do list. It mirrors who you are. It doesn't answer your actions. It duplicates your alignment. This idea sounds nice and inspiring, right? But you might be wondering, is this being thing just a form of positive thinking, or is there an actual mechanism at play here? The answer is yes. And that's when things get really interesting. There's a whole incredible science behind how your internal state sends powerful signals out into the world, and understanding it is the key to making this shift a sustainable power for you. And the answer is yes, absolutely. This isn't just philosophy or empty platitudes. This is how you, as an energetic being, are interacting with the world every single second. Let's break it down in a really simple way. Think of yourself as a car on a journey. Your thoughts are the GPS. They set the direction. They choose the destination. A clear thought, a focused intention, is like typing a precise address into your map. You know where you want to go, but your emotions are the fuel in the gas tank. This is what most of us miss. You can have the most perfect destination set in your GPS, but if your gas tank is filled with the low-grade fuel of fear, doubt, and worry, what will your journey be like? The car will sputter, jerk, and probably never reach its destination. Conversely, when you fill your tank with the premium fuel of gratitude, trust, and joy, the journey becomes smooth, powerful, and efficient. The coherence that scientists talk about is that moment when your GPS and your fuel are in perfect alignment. A clear destination, powered by a high-quality energy source. That's when you send the clearest and most powerful signal into the quantum field. So how do we change our emotional fuel, especially when we're so used to worrying? This is where your amazing brain comes in. Imagine your brain is a snow-covered mountain. Your familiar negative thoughts and feelings, like worrying about money or feeling insecure, are like a well-worn ski path. A deep groove has been carved by thousands of previous runs. Sliding down that path takes no effort. It's almost automatic. Now, choosing a new emotion, like gratitude or trust, is like deciding to forge a brand new ski path in the fresh, deep snow. The first time it will feel difficult. It requires conscious focus and effort. You might fall. Your brain will want to go back to the old, easy path. But here's the magic. Every single time you deliberately choose to go down that new path, you're packing down the snow a little bit. The second time is a little easier. The 100th time, it becomes a smooth run. And before long, this new path of trust becomes your default trail. This is neuroplasticity in action. It means you are not stuck with your old emotions. You are fully capable of re-engineering your internal experience. The lesson here is, you are not just a passenger in your life. You are the driver, the navigator, and the one who chooses the fuel. Your thoughts set the course, but your feelings power the journey. Understanding this mechanism is incredibly empowering, but knowledge alone doesn't create change. The real magic happens when we apply it. So, what if we could practice creating this heart-brain coherence, practice carving out this new neural pathway, right now, in just a few short minutes? Go ahead and find a comfortable position, because we're about to turn this theory into your own personal experience. And now go ahead and find a truly comfortable position. You can sit in a chair or lie down wherever you feel relaxed. This is your own safe space. This exercise isn't about trying to do anything. It's simply an invitation. An invitation to allow your body to taste the feeling of the future right in this present moment. Close your eyes when you're ready. Let's begin by taking a deep breath in, feeling the air fill your lungs. And as you exhale, allow your body to relax, releasing all the tension from the day. Once more, a deep breath in and a slow breath out, allowing yourself to be fully present right here. Now I want you to think of a desire, a goal, a reality you wish to create. Don't just visualize it. Instead, I want you to connect with the version of yourself who already has it, the one who is living in that reality. Feel the presence of that version of you. They are right here inside you. And now, ask that version of you this question. What is the single most dominant emotion you feel every day? Don't overthink it, just let the answer come to you. Is it a deep sense of peace, or a feeling of absolute freedom? Is it radiant joy, or a feeling of safety and security? Once you have that feeling, begin to breathe it in. Imagine that emotion as a warm, golden light, a beautiful color, and with every inhale, draw that energy into your heart. Feel it filling your chest, warm and expansive, and now allow that feeling to spread throughout your entire body, to your shoulders, letting them relax, to your arms and your fingertips. Feel it flow down into your stomach, down your legs, and all the way to the tips of your toes. In this state, just notice, what is this version of you like? Do they stand a little taller? Is their breathing deeper and more even? Is there a gentle smile playing on their lips? Stay with this feeling for a few more seconds. This is you. This is your home frequency. When you're ready, slowly bring your awareness back to the room. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes, and as you open your eyes, try to bring a piece of this wonderful feeling back with you. How did that feel? Amazing, right? That peace, that certainty. It's not far away, it's already inside of you. What you just did was more than just daydreaming. You just gave your body a sample of the future. You literally began to carve that new neural pathway on the snowy mountain we talked about. You let every cell in your body taste a different reality, and that is the work. This is how you begin to become. But let's be honest with each other. You open your eyes, you step back into your day, and soon enough, another voice starts to whisper, the voice of doubt. Who are you kidding? And do get real. So what do we do when that old, familiar programming tries to pull us back down the well-worn path of fear? How do we face the biggest obstacle on the manifestation journey? That's exactly what we're going to talk about next. So, that feeling is amazing, right? That peace, that certainty, it's always been inside you. But then we open our eyes. We step back into the real world. And maybe it's only a few minutes or a few hours later when a familiar voice starts to chime in, a small whisper at first, then it gets louder. Who are you kidding? Look at your bank account. This is never going to work. Everything will. Just go back to the way it was. And just like that, we get pulled out of that amazing feeling and fall straight into a spiral of doubt. That voice, the voice of the inner critic, is the #1 killer of manifestation. But before we fight it, I want you to see it through a different lens. That voice is not your enemy. Imagine it as an old, grumpy security guard who's working. From an outdated employee handbook, this guard's only job is to keep you safe, and to him, safe means familiar. Anything new, a new feeling, a new belief, a new hope, is seen as a potential threat. He's afraid you'll be disappointed, that you'll get hurt, so he tries to pull you back to what's known, even if it's making you unhappy. The problem is, you're not the person you were yesterday. You're expanding, you're growing, and you need a new way to talk to this dedicated but anxious guard. You don't need to fight him or yell at him. You just need to follow 3 simple steps. I call it the AAR method. A. Acknowledge. The first step is to simply notice the presence of the voice objectively. Instead of getting swept away by it, you take a step back and say, hello, I see you, doubt. A. Appreciate. This is the game changer. The guard is expecting a fight. Instead, you thank him. Thank you for trying to protect me. I know you're just doing your job based on past experiences. Instantly, you've disarmed the resistance. Realign. This is where you gently but firmly take back leadership. However, I'm the one in charge now. I'm choosing a new path, a new feeling. I am safe as I expand. I've got this. Imagine you just finished your practice and you're feeling abundant. Then you open your email and see an unexpected bill. Instantly, the guard yells, "See, it's useless. You'll never get out of this." Instead of panicking, you try this. Acknowledge. Takes a deep breath. Okay, I feel that familiar wave of fear. This is the old money fear talking. Appreciate. Thank you, fear, for showing up to warn me. I know you just want me to be safe. Realign. But this bill does not define my reality. I am choosing abundance, and I trust that the resources to handle this are on their way. Thank you for the service this bill represents. You see? The power of the inner critic comes from your unconscious reaction to it. When you bring conscious awareness to the conversation, you take your power back. And here's the lesson. You can't stop negative thoughts from knocking on your door, but you absolutely have the power to decide whether or not to invite them in. For tea, when you start practicing this consistently, you'll find yourself having more and more moments of peace. The inner battle subsides. You're creating a stable, coherent internal state. So, what's the next question? Do we just sit there and feel peaceful all day? This is where the magic starts to connect with the physical world. When your internal state is aligned, the universe begins to send you nudges, little hints, breadcrumbs to follow. But how do you tell the difference between a true inspired nudge and the stressful need to hustle that we're so used to? That is the action paradox, and it's what we're going to explore next. And this is where many of us get confused. We've done the inner work, we've found our inner peace. So what now? Do we need to take action? And if so, what kind of action? Welcome to the action paradox. This is probably one of the most misunderstood parts of the entire creation process. Imagine that every action you take is powered by one of two sources, fear or trust. Action that comes from fear is forced hustle. It's the voice of the mind, of the ego. It says, you have to work harder, you have to control everything. If you don't make it happen, it will never happen. Action that comes from trust is called inspired action. It's the whisper of your intuition, of your connection. It doesn't command, it suggests. It says, what if? I have a feeling I should. So how do we tell them apart in our daily lives? Pay attention to how they feel. Forced hustle feels heavy, like you're pushing a boulder uphill. It drains your energy. Example, you're a freelancer and you force yourself to send 50 cold emails every day because some expert said so. Every email you send carries a tension, a fear of rejection. You're acting from a place of lack. Inspired action feels light, like you're riding a wave. It gives you energy. Example, after meditating and feeling truly connected, you suddenly get an idea to post about a very different topic on social media. You don't know why, you just feel excited about it. You write and post in a creative flow. And then an ideal client reads that post, feels your energy and contacts you. Here's a little test you can do. Before you take action, pause for a second and ask your body, does the thought of this action make your shoulders tense and your stomach clench? That might be forced hustle, or does it bring a sense of curiosity, a light excitement in your chest? That's inspired action. And here's the core lesson. Forced hustle tries to break down the door. Inspired action patiently waits for the door to gently swing open and then simply walks through. Your job isn't to make everything happen. Your job is to align your inner self so that you can recognize and act on the doors that are opening in for you. This difference can feel very subtle at first, and the best way to truly understand it is to see it play out in a real story. So I want to tell you the story of Sarah. Sarah used to be the queen of forced hustle. She was doing everything right, but was completely exhausted and seeing no results. But a small shift in her approach, a turn towards listening to inspired nudges, created a breakthrough she never could have forced. Her story is a perfect example of this action paradox in reality. So you can really feel the power of this. I want to tell you Sarah's story. When I first met Sarah, she was the epitome of forced hustle. She was an incredibly talented freelance graphic designer, but her business was always struggling. Her every day was a battle. She'd wake up, chug coffee, and dive into an endless to-do list. Send 50 cold emails, post on 3 social media platforms, connect with 10 new people. She was doing everything the marketing gurus teach, but she felt exhausted, and worse, she felt like she was shouting into a void. She came to me and said, "I can't push any harder. I'm about to break." I offered her a challenge. "For the next 2 weeks," I said, "I want you to stop sending cold emails. Instead, I want you to spend 15 minutes every morning not looking for clients, but becoming a successful and fulfilled designer." Her job was simple. Every morning she would sit down and practice feeling a deep sense of gratitude for the single client she currently had. She visualized the joy her work brought them. She stopped focusing on getting and shifted to the feeling of giving and serving. The first week went by without anything special happening, but Sarah persisted. One afternoon in the second week, while she was feeling truly peaceful, after her morning practice, a sudden thought popped into her head. It wasn't a grand business strategy. It was just a small, gentle thought. What if I made a short, simple video just sharing one common mistake that most people in my industry make? No selling, no call to action, just helping. That thought felt so different. It wasn't heavy like sending 50 emails. It felt fun, creative, light. She acted on that nudge. She took out her phone, sat in front of a window and spoke from the heart for 3 minutes. She posted the video on a professional platform, and then she let it go. That video didn't go viral. It only got a few hundred views. But among those viewers was the CEO of a growing tech company. He was tired of slick, empty sales pitches. But when he saw Sarah's simple, authentic video, he saw something different, a deep understanding and a genuine desire to help. He contacted Sarah, not for a small project, but for a 6-figure contract to reshape their company's entire visual strategy. Notice this: Sarah's breakthrough didn't come when she pushed the hardest. It came when she stopped pushing and started becoming. Her inspired action wasn't a complex marketing plan. It was a small, authentic act that came from a state of inner alignment. And the lesson here is, your biggest results often come not from your greatest efforts, but from your smallest, most aligned actions. But there's one final, crucial piece to Sarah's story. After she posted that video, what did she do? She didn't sit there refreshing the page every 5 minutes, obsessing over views. She wasn't consumed by the outcome. She let go. She trusted that she had acted on the nudge and returned to her practice of feeling peaceful. This act of letting go, this trust in the process, is perhaps the most advanced and powerful step of all. It's what we call divine detachment, and mastering it is the final level of becoming a conscious creator. Sarah's story shows us the power of shifting our internal state and acting from inspiration. But there's one final piece, the piece that locked in her result. It was the moment after she posted the video, and then she let go. That act of letting go, that trust in the universe's process, is what we call divine detachment. This is perhaps the most subtle art and also the most powerful key in this entire journey. First, let's be very clear about something important. Letting go does not mean you no longer care. It doesn't mean you give up on your desire. That's a common misunderstanding that keeps many people stuck. Letting go isn't about giving up on what you want. It's about giving up your attachment to how and when it will arrive. The easiest way to understand this is to think about it like ordering a package from Amazon. Step 1, you place the order. You know exactly what you want. You add it to your cart and you click Buy Now. This is you setting a clear intention and doing your embodiment practice. You've sent a clear signal. Step 2, you trust the process. After you place the order, what do? Do you call Amazon's customer service every 5 minutes? Do you sit restlessly by the window, waiting for the delivery truck? No, you have complete faith that a complex system invisible to you is at work. Warehouses, robots, trucks, delivery drivers, all coordinating to bring the package to you. You live your life with a calm certainty that it's on its way. Divine. Detachment is having that same level of trust in the universe's delivery system. Your job is to place the order with clarity and feeling. The universe's job is to handle the logistics, the how and the when. Trying to control those details is as fruitless as trying to give directions to the Amazon delivery driver. When you truly let go, your state shifts from anxious waiting to joyful anticipation. You create an energetic space, and here's the lesson. Attachment is like holding a bird tightly in your hand. You'll crush the very thing you love. Detachment is opening your hand and allowing the bird to freely come and land on it. Your desire needs space to arrive. Detachment is the space you create. So, we've walked through an entire journey, from recognizing the trap of chasing to shifting into the power of becoming. We've learned to have a conversation with our inner critic, to distinguish between enforced action and inspired action, and finally, to let go in trust. All of these pieces, they aren't just techniques. They are invitations. Invitations for you to remember who you truly are. Not just a viewer of this video, but a powerful and conscious creator. And so, the only question that remains is, will you accept this invitation? You've done all of this wonderful inner work. You've practiced becoming, you've had a conversation with your inner guardian, you've learned to let go, you feel peaceful, aligned and full of energy. And then you have to go to work. You have to attend a family gathering. You scroll social media. You turn on the news. Instantly, you feel surrounded by complaints, fear, and negativity. And that, a precious feeling of peace, seems to vanish like mist. This is a very real challenge. So how do we hold our frequency in a world that can sometimes be very loud and chaotic? The answer lies in actively protecting your energy. Think of your new internal state like a young seedling. You wouldn't plant it in the middle of a hurricane. You would shield it, protect it, until it's strong enough to stand on its own. Protecting. Your energy isn't about building a wall to hide from the world. It's about creating a quantum bubble, a personal energetic space where you decide what's allowed in. And here are 3 simple ways you can start building your bubble today. Keys. Go on an information diet. Explanation. Just as you can't eat junk food all day and expect a healthy body, you can't consume negative, angry, fearful information all day and expect a peaceful mind. Action. Be conscious of what you feed your mind. Unfollow accounts that consistently make you feel bad. Limit your news intake to just enough to be informed, not inundated. Actively seek out content that uplifts your spirit. 2. Activate your energetic shield. Explanation. This is a quick and incredibly effective visualization exercise you can do in 30 seconds. Guidance. Before you walk into a stressful meeting, a crowded place, or meet with someone who complains a lot, just pause. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes and imagine a brilliant bubble of light, gold, white, or blue, forming and surrounding your entire body. Know that this bubble of light allows love and positivity to flow in and out, but it gently deflects any negativity, anxiety, or drama from the outside, letting it pass by without sticking to you. 3. Practice neutral observation. Explanation. This is a skill of wisdom. It means you can be in the midst of chaos without letting the chaos get inside of you. Metaphor. Imagine you're sitting by a river. The opinions, fears, and stories of others are floating by like leaves and branches. Your old habit might be to jump into the river and grab onto a log of anger or worry. Neutral observation is simply sitting on the bank, watching the leaves float by and thinking, "That's interesting," without feeling the need to jump in with them. Protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's necessary self-care. When your own cup is full, you can then overflow with light and positivity into the world. And the lesson here is, you can't control the weather outside, but you can always tend to the garden within. So we've explored the entire journey together. From shifting our internal state, mastering our inner voice, acting from inspiration, letting go with trust, and now protecting our precious energetic space. All of these tools, all of these stories, they all point to one profound truth. You are so much more powerful than you've been led to believe. This isn't just a collection of nice ideas to think about. This is an invitation to live differently. And so, the final question of the day is, will you accept this invitation? An invitation to live differently. An invitation to trust in your own inner power. An invitation to stop seeking validation from the outside world, and instead start creating from the world within. Throughout this journey, we've discovered that you don't need to try harder, push more, or chase relentlessly. All you ever need to do is become. The truth is, you are not learning how to manifest. You are remembering how reality responds to you. You are not becoming powerful. You are remembering the power that has always been there. The entire universe isn't out there. It's inside of you, waiting for direction from the very frequency you choose to broadcast. Your power doesn't lie in what you will do in the future. It lies in the person you choose to become in this very moment. And if you feel a resonance, a yes, echoing from deep within you, I invite you to turn it into a conscious action right now. This isn't just a video to be watched. It's an activation to declare to yourself and to the universe that you are truly choosing this path. Please comment below with the words, don't just type it, feel it. Let this be your energetic declaration, an anchor you drop into the quantum field, marking the moment you decided to stop waiting and start creating. And as you write it, scroll through the other comments. Feel the energy of the hundreds, the thousands of others who are making this choice with you. We are creating a wave together. If this conversation resonated with you, consider subscribing to the channel Quantum Energy Shift. This is a space for conscious creators, a place for us to support each other on the journey of remembering our power. And always remember this: the life you desire is not something you need to chase. It's who you are invited to become. The moment you stop chasing and start aligning is the moment the magic truly begins.